that actually went mad defending.
I think it's like
Arsenal are back. We're back on track. Everything that happened previously doesn't matter. Arsenal 5, Crystal Palace 0. Now, let's be serious away from that. Obviously, the key thing was to stop the rot. 3 points, clean sheet, 5 goals. Back to set piece FC. Scored from open play as well. Martinelli goals are like buses. You ain't scored for God knows how long. You come off the bench and bag 2. Even on that, Mikel Arteta has given Smith-Rowe significant minutes to make a difference. Arteta has used all 5 subs. I don't think this has happened. I'm waiting for someone to pinch me. Now, obviously, you know, first of all, credit to Crystal Palace, Ian Wright derby. In many ways, they didn't deserve to hold 5. You know, in terms of improvements, I would say we need to learn to be a bit more ruthless, because I feel the same way I kind of did against Sheffield United, and different score lines, but a bit about Wolves and Brighton, where it probably should have been 5-0 in the first half. I still think, you know, we kind of go through the motions. Like, you know, I do think sometimes our build-up play is a bit slow, a bit too intricate, a bit too many touches in and around in the box. Decision-making could be a bit better. I know he's conceded 5 goals, but I still would have liked to have seen Dean Henderson called into action a bit more frequently across the 90 minutes. But obviously, considering Arsenal's run, considering our form going into this game, it's key to win the game. Get the 3 points first, dissect the performance later. We enjoyed today. We've got a difficult test in 10 days at the time of making this video, obviously against Nottingham Forest. Then it's a big one against Liverpool, you know, and the equivalent fixtures to where we've dropped points, we need to go on an equivalent good run. If we get 7 to 9 points in these next 3 games, though, it's lit. Let's focus on ending January well. So, yeah, man, they would be the areas of improvements, I would say. I'm happy that, you know, I would have loved to have seen. I know Trossard scored. I do think Trossard started brightly and kind of faded out, and it's good he got his goal because he missed a calamitous easy chance for someone of his standards. I think we need a bit more from Bukayo Saka. I'd say Big Gabriel, big up to him because he seems to be the only one listening and finishing practice. You know, he had a hand in 2 of the goals. Big up Declan Rice for the set piece for the first. You know, Big Gabriel was a monster today. The goals are one thing, but defensively, I'm not going to say Palace, we were in the trenches, but Big Saliba did well against Mateta as well. But Big Gabriel undoubtedly head and shoulders above his teammates. I have to big up Zinchenko as well, because had Zinchenko got destroyed today, myself and every other Arsenal content creator and every other fan listening or having their opinions would have slated him. I think big performance from Zinchenko. I think Odegaard was good. I think Benjamin White had a good game. I think Jesus was all right. He obviously got an assist, and big up David Raya for spraying it to Gabriel Jesus, and Gabriel Jesus finding Trossard early doors. Be nice if Gabriel Jesus could stay onside, though. It felt like a million times my man was offside. I don't think Havertz was terrible, but I think in the moments that Smith-Rowe came on, it just showed what happens when there's a player that wants the ball. And I do think Martin Odegaard's performance even got better in the short time Jorginho and Smith-Rowe were on the pitch, purely because they want the ball. There's neat, more intricate 1-2s. I do think Martinelli started a bit dodgy when he came on, but it's nice to see he got 2 goals. We were celebrating the first goal and then he put in a second. Big up Eddie Nketiah for the assist as well. As I said, I'm happy to see we've scored from open play as well, people, you know, but I do think there's many gears to go up, man. I think we need our transitional play could be a bit better. I still think we've got those teething issues and obviously the problems that we've had in an attacking sense previously going into this game, but we can't be stupid and assume that, you know, one game we was going to be better at these things. It's a step in the right direction. We've stopped the rut, and it's now time to keep going, really and truly. Eze, what a player. Couple, you know, he nutmeg Saka, couple of body feints, had a decent free kick. You know, I think Eze is a quality player. Respectfully, him, Josh Anderson and Gurhi, if Palace, and you saw their Crystal Palace fans, they were a bit angry and aggy with what's going on. They won't be there long enough. I don't think Crystal Palace necessarily set up in low blocks into counter-attack, but I think they were disciplined defensively. Naturally, they're going to limit the spaces. I still think there's them teething issues with us in the final third. I still think there's a gap in the middle of our park in the left-hand 8. I still think we need a midfielder that wants to get onto the ball a lot more. As I said, with Smith-Rowe and Odegaard, and when Jorginho came on, there was a lot more fluidity. And at stages, we were really transitioning well. But I still think, you know, our play in the final third and, you know, putting the keeper under pressure, creating chances, you know, decision-making in the final third, I still think these things could go up a tenfold if I'm completely honest with you. If I'm really honest with you. I mean, Kai Havertz, for a lot of that game, he was kind of peeing me off, if I'm honest, because you were just interested in just diving, and your attempt for a penalty was horrible. But other than that, we was all right, man, really and truly. So the best thing you can do against a team like Crystal Palace, who largely are gonna take a lot of punches and just look to land a knockout one, would be us scoring early. And obviously Gabriel did that. Terrible marking from Crystal Palace for the first 2 goals. Happy for that. Obviously, going into half time, people, we had 8 shots, 2 on target. Crystal Palace had 6, and they had 6 shots, 3 on target. We're obviously going to dominate possession with 64% to their 36. We had 277 passes to their 163. They had 1 corner, we had 4. So we were obviously the better team, but they weren't out of it. I genuinely didn't believe that. As you know, in people, you lot all footballing men and women, 2-0 is a very dangerous scoreline. They get 1 goal. Arsenal's form, it might go left for us very quickly. So the 3rd goal was vital. And just a few moments before Trossard obviously missed, terrible miss from him, and it kind of sums up our issues in the final third of all our individual players. Obviously, we've countered-attacked greatly. It's fantastic from David Raya to find Jesus. Jesus has found Trossard. You've got that 3rd. It's kind of done. Big up Eddie and Nketiah as well. I think actually Saka picked the pocket of Eze and it's gone to Eddie. I could be wrong, but it's a good final ball from Eddie and Nketiah to find obviously Martinelli. Martinelli scored and then he scored again. It was lovely. Jorginho, that assist for Martinelli's 2nd, if I can remember correctly, sexy. And all the Brazilians had a part in the goals. Martinelli off the bench, big Gabriel had a dominating performance, obviously scored. Jesus, we're still waiting on you to bag, but you got an assist, and I'm forcing it. And I know he plays for Italy, but Jorginho is Brazilian. What I would say, Crystal Palace, Crystal Palace fans are very angry with their club. You saw all the banners and whatnot. Crystal Palace owners, which the chairman and the high-ranking dons were at the Emirates, as you saw with the camera panning to them. You see what Eddie and Nketiah could do. You see that final ball. That's better than anything Mateta's done. We would want 50 million for Eddie and Nketiah, but if you've got 35 with a loan with an obligation, as you're at the ground, chat to Eddie, we can make things happen, really. I would say one disappointing thing would be, allegedly, Declan Rice came off, and some rumors are saying it's a hamstring knock, which you hear that is scary. Big Gabriel had to come off, but he looks like he's fine. I'm not a doctor, so who knows? Once again, Gabriel Jesus, please learn to stay on side. But yeah, from we got the 3rd, it was kind of done. I do think from we got the 3rd and we got to like the last 10, 15, 20 minutes, both teams kind of going through the motions. It felt like a watershed moment, and we found 2 extra goals to flatten the scoreline and boost the GD. So yeah, good day out for the Arsenal fans. Been witness to 5 goals. We're back to winning ways, but we enjoyed today. I only watch match of the day if Arsenal win, so I can watch match of the day. Tomorrow, it's irrelevant what we've done to Crystal Palace. The focus shifts towards Nottingham Forest and ending the month of January great. And then it doesn't get any easier, does it? Because you got Liverpool in the 3rd and final game, thank God, in early doors in February. So let's just keep going. We've done what we've needed to do. We can't be affected for what everybody else is doing. We hope, obviously, the people in and around us in the league table drop points. I don't look at the league table. But yeah, man, I would have loved to have seen more chances created. I think decision-making in the final 3rd could be better. I still think there's issues in terms of fluidity and in that left-hand 8. But yeah, all in all, we won the game, man. I think that the issues in this game are more the historical issues that we've seen in the last few games. But I don't think it's a game to be waffling and screaming and shouting and stuff. But us Arsenal fans, some are going to be the most positive or the most negative in the world, really and truly. So we did what we needed to do. And I actually don't have the stats to hand, but I'm sure before the game, TNT Sports, aka BT Sports, said Crystal Palace away from home actually got one of the best clean sheet records. So you wouldn't have known that based on that. So it's lovely to win. I think we scored 13 goals from set pieces. We really are set piece FC. We'd like to see a bit more Wenger ball, Arteta ball, and the Arsenal of last season, but it is what it is. And actually, we haven't done that well in London derbies this season. So it's lovely to beat another London club. Big up, Crystal Palace, Ian Wright derby. Apparently, Arsenal scored the most headed goals with 10 people and in the Premier League, and have the most goals from corners in the Premier League this season as well. And apparently, we've also kept the most clean sheets in the competition with 8. Now, obviously, other people are to play, but that's crazy. Since the start of the 2020-21 season, Big Gabriel scored 12 Premier League goals for Arsenal, at least 3 more than any other defender during this period. And this was also our biggest margin of victory in a Premier League London derby, alongside our 5-0 win against Wimbledon back in April of 1998. So for a lot of younger Arsenal fans, I'm born in 95, they haven't seen something of that ilk. So yeah, I hopefully, obviously losing is contagious, winning is contagious. While we shouldn't assume we're back and everything's crazy and gravy and stuff, but seeing players get game time, seeing people get assists, seeing us kind of score from set pieces, seeing us keep a clean sheet, seeing, you know, Martinelli come and get 2 goals, seeing a lot of individual reasons and collective reasons for these players and the manager to have confidence. Hopefully that can be infectious in a positive light, and we can now put a run of fixtures together to somewhat salvage our season. Do I think we're winning the Premier League? Hell no. Do I think we're winning the Champions League? I think that's even more unlikely than the Prem. But we have to try in it. There's a lot of games to play. Let's just see where, you know, let's just work hard and see where it can take us. Don't forget to hit the like button, people. Comment your own thoughts. Let me know your thoughts on the game individually and collectively, of the players, of Mikel Arteta's decisions. How do you feel? How do you feel about Saka's form? How do you feel about Trossard probably starting the next game? Would you drop Saka for Nottingham Forest and go with Trossard and Martinelli? I don't know. How do you feel about Havertz? How do you feel about Jesus? How do you feel about David Raya? Who was the man of the match? What do you think about Zinchenko's game? Let me know all your thoughts, people. So, yeah, man, you lot smash the like button, subscribe, comment. Road to 70K continues. God bless you all. Safe.
You always use that active red light, defending.
I think it's like